Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
We are back after a long
Yes.
holiday hiatus.
Very long holiday hiatus. I think it's been a month.
Yeah, I think it has. I think we got so used to the time off and got kind of lazy. But we couldn't miss this week.
Because we are 2 days away from the birthday, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes. In 2 days, January 24th will be the 40th anniversary of Macintosh. So that's what we're going to pivot the episode towards today. So yeah, let's start the show for real. I don't think anybody followed us. I think they gave up on us. There's nobody, not one thing written in the chat.
Well, except for Ben Cole plays 27.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Who was sad that our channel was pretty dead. But Ben, new content right now, just for you.
I don't understand the rest of the comment, but if you think that that's all for us, then okay. All right, let's do the show in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 672 for January 22nd, 2024. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You know, we had planned that the episode was going to be about our New Year's retrolutions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But here it is, January 22nd already. If we haven't declared them and followed through by now, I mean, what's the chances, right? But what were some of those? I mean, I'm sure you thought about it.
Yeah. So my New Year's retrolution this year, my main was to try to fix at least three of my non-working Macs.
How many total non-working Macs do you have, or do you even know? You're just going to find 3 of them.
I don't know. I could touch 3 right now, I think, just from where I'm sitting.
And do you have a specific 3, or is just 3 sound like
yeah. So I've got a pile of bits and pieces to put together at least one working tie book. I've got a Classic 2 called a Mac Classic 2 that I would love to get back up and running, and I've got my Tacky Color Classic, with the 603 PowerPC upgrade in it.
Yeah.
I've got the analog board recap kit for it. So that's it. Those are at least the 3 I would like.
Well, that'd be a good year if you at least got that done.
Absolutely.
So that was the top. That was your main one.
That is,
mine,
yes.
Mine is the same one it's always been, and I've never gotten around to hack away at it, and that is a complete inventory of, let's say, just the systems, right? Just the Macs. There's some pre-Mac stuff here too, but a complete inventory along with a current, like today's condition assessment. What's going on with each one. I've made several false starts on that over the years. Start scribbling into notebooks, and then I slow down and then I lose the notebook, and so there are remnants somewhere that I have attempted this in the past and only gotten so far, but I need to and yeah, so that's so I was thinking, if I could do one a week, then maybe 4 years I could finish that task.
That's because you've got quite the collection. You've got to have at least 200 systems.
Yeah, there's over 200 for sure.
Yeah.
And so just one a week just would take forever. I mean, it's
sure.
Kind of
you would need to do like a room a weekend, and
Yeah. Well, we're not going to focus an episode on that because it's I don't know.
I guess the resolution for both of us next year should be to be more prompt with our episodes. Yes.
What we are going to talk about is the birthday of Macintosh, which happens in 2 days, 40 years. 40 years, and we'll share our original memories of our first exposure to Macintosh. So we'll do that later, and we've got eBay finds, we got some news. There's a big event that you can participate remotely. I wish I were there. We'll talk about that, the Computer History Museum. Yeah. And there's a few people who have jumped in the chat, so thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with some eBay finds. Okay.
Yeah, Eric Rivera, J. Rand, Drand. Hello. Glad you were able to join us after such a long delay.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Time now for eBay finds. We had, let's see, the title was Huge Lot, Vintage Apple Macintosh Computers, Accessories, Keyboards, and Documentation. This one had, what did it have, like 4 Macs in the collection, including some early classic Macs, a bunch of keyboards and external drives and other such stuff. This one ended after 25 bids for $202.50.
Nice, good value.
It is,
especially if you can pick it up locally, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and if any of these, I don't remember. Did we get confirmation that any of this stuff actually worked?
Even if just like a few of them worked, it would be.
See, this one, that one need a little help, right? The classic.
Yeah.
Key. We got in the 512. Booted up, needs a floppy disk, continue. So yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good value. There's some nice stuff to play with there for just $200.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. Okay, and then we had the 5 1/4 inch PC drive, right? That was made by Apple for reading PC formatted disks. To do like file exchange or whatever. This was still available for a buy it now of $80, which I think is still pretty good, darn good price. And then the jacket. The title was Mother Karen's Men's Jacket, Apple Computer embroidered logo. And this one
was this the one you were contemplating bidding on?
Does this tell you anything? I think I bid on it. Didn't I not bid on it live on the channel?
Oh, maybe you did. I don't remember.
I don't remember. Nah, I think after the show ended, I probably just went in and bought it now because I figured, what the heck, nobody in the chat decided to buy it, so I was cleared hot. So I went ahead and got it, and it's as advertised. Of course, what was unique about this is that it was a piece of clothing that bore the original Modern Tectura font. Mm-hmm. So really dating this thing. It's in excellent condition, except for one thing. It's just one of the buttons has ripped through along the waist. Now you could replace it, or you could transplant one from the sleeve and replace that, or something. I mean, so it's it's unfortunate. It's like it had been really just torn to get that thing out of there, because otherwise this is in excellent shape. So yeah, I'll see if my mom can. That's what moms are for, so she can come up with a solution to bringing this to its former glory. But yeah, so had that. Oh, and what did I pay for it? $100.
Hey, not bad.
Not bad. All right, and then is that are we up to now? I think we're up to now.
I think we're up to now. That's us. That's today's. Right. Yes,
we're up to now. Well, you can't go by the anniversary of Macintosh without having an original Mac in the eBay find. So here's one. 1984 Macintosh 128K model, 40 years old, and they're even capitalizing right here in the title. 40 years old, own a part of
we're going to
history.
see a lot of that this year. Yeah.
It works, and it says, but read on. Okay, well, I'm already interested because in the title, it's caveating or something. It's a lot of mystery in the title. Read on.
Right.
It says this working condition has been well maintained over the years. It's the first Mac ever manufactured in the United States. Yes, we know that. Original components, accessories. Don't miss your chance to own this rare and iconic piece of technology. It says it works, but the mouse and keyboard are not perfect at this time. What the heck does that mean? The mouse and keyboard aren't perfect at this time.
At this time.
So maybe later. Check back. I don't know what that means. It's very strange. But we'll look at the pictures here. It looks, at first glance, it looks very clean.
Yeah. I'm guessing they maybe just mean some discoloration on the keyboard and mouse. Of course, you always end up with the space bar slightly different colors than the rest of the keyboard, which is
they're not
perfect.
Weird. Yeah. Well.
Right.
It's perfect. The back here looks really clean. You get the serial number, and I guess you could go. There still is a tool someplace, right?
Yep. They actually mention in the description mentions the serial number, and that
would be there it is. 38th week.
Yep, 30th week, 1984, Fremont, California.
Yeah, and it comes with the bag too. The Apple brand.
Always awesome. Sure.
Bag, which is a nice touch. They show it powered on.
Yeah, looks great.
Good screen. So I don't know, and we don't really have a close up here of the keyboard or the mouse. I don't know. They look fine. Yeah, you do have that little weirdness of the space bar discoloration.
So keyboard. I'm assuming, and this is kind of important for these older Macs, is that they were able to boot this up from floppy, because I don't see any external anything. Which means that the internal floppy is working. I wonder if the eject works on it, or if it's that disk is just in there. Because those do have a problem with a couple of gears that just disintegrate after a while.
This just in. Eric in the chat has alerted me that the Macintosh lot that I described as from last episode has been relisted.
Got it. Okay.
So it did not actually, for whatever reason, was not released at the $200-something price point. Instead, it's been relisted with a buy now of $699.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So now it's of questionable value. Yeah, at that price. Okay, but back to this one. What would you pay for this clean 128K Mac with a non-perfect keyboard and mouse, whatever that means? They want to buy it now for $3,250.
See, I'm sorry. I have to say, if it was me, I would have at least set the price at $1,984.
And if you go hunting around, you can find some, varying conditions and whatever. But
absolutely,
another one that's a little cheaper, hovering around, just over $1,000. So, but it's just one example, and there are many that are still around to be had. So maybe I didn't pick the best example, but I just couldn't get past the title, so I had to stop on it. All right, let's see what we got next.
Yes, next up we have vintage Apple At Ease 3.0 for Macintosh, brand new. Still has that 1990s air sealed in here. I'm assuming 1990s. I think that's when this came out, sometime in the 90s. And so you have a nice sealed box of At Ease. The family computer is a wonderful learning tool for the kids, a great way to for parents to organize household finances, and a source of entertainment for everyone. But with so many different people using your Macintosh, you need a way to protect important files and settings. At Ease 3.0 keeps your system settings, files, and applications from being changed or deleted. Youngsters and novices each get a separate, simplified desktop for launching their files, CDs, and applications. At Ease lets you share your computer in ways that will keep your entire household happy.
Wow. Now, I never used At Ease.
No, there was
I didn't
never
need
any
to.
reason for me
Yeah,
because I was the only one
just
using it.
me.
Sure.
Right. So I didn't need to hide things from myself or whatever. But and actually, until you read the description, I didn't fully appreciate everything that it does, because it's sort of,
Yeah.
the sort of precursor to like a multi-user system that it used some little tricks and whatever to have different environments for different folks and separate their files, and sounds kind of interesting. Probably something we
Yeah.
could play with at some point.
Yeah. If you want to play with it, it's right now is 0 bids, $49.95.
Well, I'm sure you
Coming out of
could
Stockton, California. I'm sure
on the
yes,
garden
on the garden.
to download.
Absolutely.
And I don't even know, did this take over the OS? Like it was like some kind of system extension that
So I
you
remember the
booted into this
launcher
thing?
being a thing where it basically turned your
Yeah,
applications into little
the
single click
tiles.
buttons.
Yeah, I remember the
Right. Yeah.
tiles, right? They kind of simplify things, kind of, because at some point the computers, the symbols we thought they were, they kind of got more and more and more complicated, and
Mm-hmm.
this
Sure.
attempted to simplify it especially for young kids. So anyway, I just love the shrink wrap box copy, Apple software, 6-color logo, great stuff. Okay, and next, caught my eye. I was like a nice early Mac in a original box. This is the Macintosh Portable, the M126 original box. Manuals, says powers up, and it says read. It says everything looks awesome. Numbers matching set. This is the model with the backlit screen. Black. It says black case is like new. What black case? Back case?
Yeah,
What back case?
the suitcase.
Oh, the
Yeah,
black.
and it is
The carrying case.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It says it's hard
nice.
to find one in this shape and clean. The box has some blemishes. It says it's not fully tested.
Hence the screen showing nothing but a bunch
Yeah.
of vertical
Let
lines.
me
Yeah.
get to that picture.
Oh, got it.
It says we will be listing a 30-year collection of awesome vintage Macintosh items from a computer
Wow.
repair shop / collectors. Some items are new old stock, sealed, lots of items with original boxes. And yeah, so this looks, just looking at the contents here of the original manuals, and you've even got the, is that the receipt I'm looking at? This is cool. The invoice from Apple Computer, and $2,651. Is that what I'm looking at here on the Apple Card? Yeah.
Oh, so it's
Shipped
you're
on
getting a bargain because this one's
mhm.
going for less than that.
Shipped on April 29th, 1991. And yeah, the carrying case. Now, what is going on? Is that a separate box for the carrying case, or is the computer packed in the carrying case?
Yeah, that's hard to tell on that.
I don't
It
know.
must
But
be in the same box. It's got to be in the
it's
same
got to be
box.
the same box, right? Yeah, it's got to
Yeah.
be. Yeah, I think they just decided. But yeah, it looks. Oh, everything looks beautiful. But you're saying we get to the power on, and there's a little wonkiness there on the screen, so it's going to require a little bit of TLC to bring it back. But gosh, I don't think I've ever seen a case that was this pristine.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even the box looks pretty darn
Right.
good for
It
that.
does.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is glorious. Well, what would you pay for at least
I think this is a pretty reasonable price, even with it possibly having some issues.
At least the power's on. So,
Yeah.
That's a good start. Place your bid or make an offer, but the opening bid has got to be $1,799.99. Ships from Ashland, Illinois.
The
So
one
it's
thing
up
you
there.
can't, yeah, it is up there. But the one thing you can tell looking at the screen is it doesn't look like there's any sort of weird delamination. The backlight on it looks nice and even.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
right.
It looks like it's so new that it's like I'm not even
Uh-huh.
sure it was really even used. Like it's not just
Yeah.
it was well kept. It was just like maybe preserved in the box.
Garth points out that not only do they also have the number pad. You could pull the track
Yeah,
ball out and put a number pad there instead. So
that's in
that's
there.
also in the box. Yeah.
Where did I miss it? It's in the pictures here. I missed the.
Yeah, somewhere in the pictures. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very, very
Yeah,
nice.
I don't. Yeah, gosh, they don't advertise. They advertise it like it was used, and they don't say NOS for it. But holy smoke, if it doesn't look
Yeah.
super sharp, that is a beaut. Okay, gosh, I think it's worth that money. But we'll see if somebody jumps on it next week, or maybe they'll take an offer for something slightly less.
All right, we've had a few more
Okay.
people join us. Garth,
Oh,
hello.
Garth
Action
says it was a
Retro.
separate auction. Separate
Okay, okay.
auction shows by the same person, I guess, right? The same seller.
Michael, how are things down under? Are you enjoying your summer?
Yeah, so looking at the other items they list, they mentioned they've got a bunch of stuff from a collector / dealer.
Oh yeah.
The
Have you looked to see what their other items are yet?
oh my gosh, let's look through some of this together here. Let's pull it up on the screen here so that we can all be amazed and delighted. How about some original Apple II hand controllers in the original box?
Nice.
Those are nice. There's the Plus. There's a HD20, 5.25-inch drive, an Apple macOS 10 promotional watch.
Weird.
Image Writer LQ color ribbon sealed. Oh, there's a cool video. Apple, welcome to the world of Apple II video.
Huh. I like the vintage Apple survival pack.
Yeah.
Bag.
Of course, some other
before.
random stuff. It's not all Mac stuff. An Apple Quick Tips. So I guess somewhere in here is the keypad. Is that right? Is that what we heard? I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, there's the portable. Holy smoke! They want $17.99 for the Macintosh portable battery recharger.
Oh.
Still in the box. I'm not sure. I think that's a mistake. Okay, there's the numeric keypad. $449 for the keypad for your portable. It's way cool. I don't know if it's $449, but I don't think I've ever seen it in the box like that.
Yeah.
It's super sharp.
You very seldom see it, period.
Yeah. For
right.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure a lot of people ordered those things. Okay. Let's get on with the show. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, this being 2 days before the 40th anniversary of Macintosh, we thought we'd reminisce a bit with our personal stories because, yes, we are old. We weren't that old when we started this show, but we certainly are now. Nobody's disputing that. And whenever we started, it wasn't uncommon that people are around that experienced Macintosh when it first came out. And it's become rarer and rarer. So, how about you, John? Take us back. Did you even see one in '84, or was it sometime after?
Did.
What's your earliest
all
memory?
right. No, I say 84. It would have been 85, but it would have been pretty close.
Yeah.
I graduated high school in '84. Joined the Air Force, and I was home on leave right after basic training. So this would have been spring of '85. And I went back to my old high school because I was kind of friends with a lot of the teachers. And I get into the, I think they called it communications class. But I go in there, and the teacher very excitedly pulled me over to show me the new computer they had just gotten.
What did they have when you had left?
Oh, all we had were Apple, just scads and scads of Apple IIe's.
Apple IIs, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was our computer lab, and they, and they had they only had this one Macintosh at the time.
Mhm.
It was,
Had you
but yeah,
did you know what that was before you
I
saw it? Had
didn't
you been?
know, I
Yeah.
know,
See,
no clue whatsoever,
back then, unless you
none.
picked up a newspaper or
Right, right,
stopped by the
and we're all
magazine
right. So we're
stand.
and I want to point out that we're talking. So the town I was living in was a population of 385. Okay, my
Yeah.
high school, my entire high school, everyone, all four grades together was like right around 400 students. We're in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so yes, just a bit backwards. And so yeah, he sat me down. He showed me the mouse. I had no idea what a mouse was.
Mhm.
Uh, it was a magical moment. I still
I bet.
remember very, very distinctly seeing this awesome, amazing, beautiful uh, computer with just the display, just the almost, to me at the time, would have been almost like a paper-like display
Oh yeah.
where the whites weren't just blowing out, and the black pixels were these crisp,
Yeah.
crisp black pixels. I mean, just
Bitmap display.
holy cow!
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. Um. Wow. You
But
must
I
have told
wouldn't
me that
actually
story
own a
before, but
Macintosh until the
yeah.
mid '90s,
Oh,
where
okay.
when I
It took
got
a
a
while.
6200, because I was
Yeah.
still rocking my Apple II GS until I got my first Macintosh.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I I'm not sure I can place it to the exact moment because I had several interactions. And I don't remember which one came first. So I'm gonna take a guess. But being exposed to the graphical user interface for this first time for me did not happen on Macintosh. It happened on Lisa.
Oh,
And
all right.
I talk about that experience in the documentary, David
The
Grealish's
upcoming documentary.
the upcoming documentary, which he's about to finish, at least for subscribers. I don't know when ultimately it will be released and how, but he's been giving out parts in the last month or so. And in part one, John and I are both in it, interviewed, and in that I talk about the story of when I first saw Lisa in, I don't know, 83, 84, probably 83. And that kind of blew me away. So that I remember that when you're talking about seeing Macintosh for the first time, that was me seeing Lisa. So I was, I think, familiar with Macintosh. I'd never sat down with one until we were at a friend's house, and we were staying with them. And I think they mentioned at one point, "Hey, we got a new computer. We've got this Macintosh. Do you want to go up and check it out?" It's like, do I? So I had an Apple IIe, and I was pretty much already obsessed with computers at this point. So the idea that they had one in their house was mind blowing. And I just went upstairs unaccompanied. Right? There's no supervision. Just set me up there as a, I don't know, 14-year-old or whatever, and just started. Maybe they came up with me and just showed me at least how to stick a floppy because he had to boot floppies and whatever. Maybe that was
Okay.
explained to me. I don't know, but whatever. I was cut loose. I just spent, I don't know, the next, I don't know how many hours just sitting up there and messing around. So, and I would not get one right away either. It would take. I made do with my Apple IIe through high school because the Macs starting at $24.95 and then your dollars was, I mean, insanely expensive. More expensive now than the Apple Vision Pro is to us today. And it would be 1980 end of 88 before I get a Mac Plus. So over 4 years later. But a long ways we've come, and still we use pretty much the basic operating system, and still use Macs 4
Right.
years
Mm-hmm.
later.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll be using Macs in another 10 years. Probably. I don't know. It's amazing that we've gone this long without another major shift in how we compute. Other than, well, that's the desktop. Obviously, in our hands as we walk around, we all have smartphones, so we have other ways of computing. But the desktop, the workhorse of getting things done, is still pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Will the Apple Vision Pro be the next thing somehow? I don't know, but that remains to be seen. All right. And Wright says, I'll use Macs till they pry the mouse out of my cold, dead hands. Yes, yes. Garth writes, the original Macintosh is similar to the Vision Pro in that it was trying a new way of computing, but we'll see how the Vision Pro goes, but we certainly know how the Macintosh went. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be better ways to do things, and as technology evolves, it enables new things we can accomplish. The Macintosh was not possible before a lot of technological advancements, the display, the processor, and many could argue that it was the advancements were yet ready for Macintosh. It was limited in RAM and
right, yeah,
without a hard drive, and so it was just barely good enough to get it into people's hands and sort of get things going, right? Which I think is the plan with Vision Pro, right? Extremely expensive, just good enough to get people in there and get people excited, and then let's see where we go from there. While I was going to talk about this in the news, but since we're already talking about the birthday of Macintosh, we might as well talk about Insanely Great, which is the Computer History Museum's in-person and virtual event that's happening on the day, January 24th at 7 p.m. Pacific. Had I planned my life better, I would be there. But not only did I not, well, the biggest impediment was that I wasn't aware that they were doing this until it was too late. I guess that's really what happened. But this would have been the perfect thing for you and I to both be there. But it wasn't to be. So we're going to have to participate virtually, which everyone can do. Just go to computerhistory.org. You kind of buy a free ticket, and presumably we're going to see instructions at some point to how we log in. I don't understand why it's not just streamed on YouTube. I don't know why they're requiring people to register, but whatever. David Pogue is the moderator, longtime Macintosh fan. And then you're going to hear from a lot of the original members of the Macintosh team, including folks like Bill Atkinson, Steve Capps, Andy Cunningham, Andy Hertzfeld, Bruce Horn, Susan Kerr, Dan Lewin, and Mike Murray.
Wow.
Also, Chris Espinoza will be there, Guy Kawasaki, Stephen Levy.
Oh my gosh.
And if you were in person, you can even have a meal, beer, wine, and apple martinis, appropriately enough, to purchase. And they're also running an exhibit as well. They pulled a lot of early Mac stuff in, so that's running. I don't know how long that's running, but of course that's going on in addition to this thing, just part of the celebration of Macintosh at 40. So, and I should point out my shirt came in.
Very nice.
This is the shirt that I think it was Bill Atkinson that was wearing this on a team photo, an early team photo.
Yep.
I got this from what's the website that I always forget?
8-Bit Tees.
8-Bit Tees has this design.
Javier Rivera's.
Yeah, they recreate.
Yeah.
And there's something here that's a mystery to me. I was looking at this shirt. I just put it on today for the first time. And on the sleeve, it says May 16th, 1983, which I guess was when the photo was taken. That's also recreated on the back. I can't.
Okay.
So I guess it was an early photo of the team during the development of Macintosh.
Nice.
So anyway. All right. Well, I guess we'll probably talk about the big event next week or whenever we get together next. So that's it. And here's to many more years. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So do you remember I was there for the 30th anniversary.
That's right. Yeah. I remember you sharing pictures of that.
Yeah, so the theater where they announced Macintosh, it's at the community college there, I guess in Cupertino. I forget the name of the theater, but that's where the original Macintosh was announced. I think they did the iMac presentation there just for the sake of tradition. Well, they did this event 10 years ago for the 30th anniversary at that same theater, and they had a bunch of those people that you heard me mention were there as well, and so that was very cool. And there's video, I think, on YouTube of that event. All right. Okay, we got a little bit of news.
Yeah.
And all right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time for the news. One of the attendees at that event we just mentioned is Stephen Levy, and he wrote what's the book he wrote? Oh no, I'm blanking. He wrote a very significant Macintosh book in the early days, but he was also the author of that Newsweek, right? The Newsweek article in that magazine behind you.
Oh yeah, let me take a look.
He was given
did he do Macintosh Underground? Did he do that one? Okay.
But he wrote, I believe he wrote that article. He had like inside access and was able to do very detailed story about how Macintosh came to be and the launch and all that. Well, he's going to be there to celebrate the 40th with everybody.
That's awesome.
He also wrote in Wired magazine, Apple shares the secret of why the 40-year-old Mac still rules. And the subtitle being, "The pioneering PC revolutionized how people interact with computers. As the Mac enters its 5th decade, Apple says it will continue to evolve." Well, I hope so. And they have a photo there which shows the discolored spacebar.
Yes, right.
It's always sad when they use a stock photo and there's nothing on the screen.
Yeah.
It just seems sort of lifeless,
Mm-hmm. You gotta have
it should
something.
it should be like yours behind you.
That's right.
And say at least hello, or just have a blank picture of the desktop, or
just something. Mac Paint, the Mac Paint window or something.
Right, with Susan's Japanese art print.
Oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks sad there with nothing on the screen. So there's a nice article with somebody who has some excellent perspective, having covered Macintosh for the entire 40 years of its existence. So that's a nice read.
I'm a little sad. Apple didn't do. It would have been nice if they had done some sort of hardware thing for
commemoration. 40. Yeah, a 40th anniversary iMac or something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not too late. They got all year. I think if they really wanted to. I wonder if they're going to have any shirts or anything, at the store.
Mm-hmm.
That celebrate the anniversary. I don't know.
I know Apple's never been one, especially when with Steve Jobs there, was never one to bank on nostalgia.
Well, they have been lately. The last.
I was going to say, as opposed to later, where they have every now and then you'll see a nice little glimpse of a 6-color Apple logo or something. Yeah.
It just occurred to me. So, maybe they'll sell some stuff at the store there at the mothership, the Apple campus, I guess is what it's called. Did you hear that they shut down the company store at One Infinity Loop?
Oh, no, I didn't. No.
Yes. So before the new place was built, the only place where you could buy like Apple logoed items, shirts and cufflinks and mugs and whatever, was at the company store at the original headquarters, and it was open to the public. It was called the company store, but people could go there and buy lots of cool stuff. And while there were some early times when you could buy those sorts of things through catalogs, in the last, I don't know, 20 or so years. Like the only place you could go was the Company Store. It was like a big tourist attraction to go there. And we went there, right? Did you go with me?
Yes. Yes, we
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I got to go there once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
And
weren't they working at a
sadly-
visitor center at the new campus?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a store there. There's a gift
Okay.
store. So that's why they don't need, I guess, the other one, because not so many people
Sure.
are making the trip to the other
Yeah.
location. They need to do is find the icon garden, because there's all kinds of space in the
Yeah.
middle of that toroid or whatever it is.
That
to-
would be wonderful.
to
That
find-
would be nice.
They don't even have to find the original. They just recreate it, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Just recreate it. I
right.
mean, how awesome would that be? Maybe that's what they're going to do in 2 days. Is they're going to unveil the icon garden.
30-foot
Oh.
tall Claris, the dog cow.
How amazing!
I'm
And
ready.
it'd be such an awesome tourist attraction too, right?
It would.
People, how great with those Instagram photos of you standing below a 15-foot or whatever moof, Claris the dog
Yes.
cow.
Right.
Well, we'll see in a couple of days if Apple does anything special. We talked earlier about Vision Pro, and I don't know, John, did you get your invite for a special session for a pre-fitting and demo? I certainly didn't, so I didn't know.
Right. Yeah. I must be lost in the mail. I better check my spam folder.
I've been watching videos of people of people in the press and YouTube influencers or whatever that have gotten another sit down with Vision Pro, hoping to get anything more than what they've already told me the last 3 times they got to sit down with it, which is the specs of what it does and what it, I want like real emotional reactions. And I don't know if that's because people aren't getting emotional. I mean, I've seen some people write about things, but I have yet to see anybody give me a preview.
Yeah.
That really tells me what they feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where I think this is going to be a big deal. This just like you said when you sat down at the first Macintosh, you went, "Oh my God, this changes everything." This is just it is so amazing. I don't even care if I do anything, if I get anything done or whatever. I'm just fascinated by moving the pointer around the screen. Right.
Oh yeah, I mean just all the hand gesture stuff you can do, and I want to see just how much this blows away all the other VR / augmented reality things out there right now.
Right.
Yes.
But yet I didn't get the green light to pre-order. I don't imagine you pre-ordered, so someday in the future I'll just have to take my wife there and see if I can convince her with an in-store demo. I might have to trick her into going, because something tells me that this is going to be one that you kind of have to see to believe.
Yeah.
And then only then are you going to fork down the money. I saw reports, somebody was estimating that they sold 100 or pre-ordered, whatever, essentially sold 180,000 copies of this.
No.
Because it did sell out. And then also in the same breath, they were like 180,000. Like, this is obviously a big failure if that's all that they were able to sell. It's like, well, that's like, I think it's like $700 million worth of stuff. So
yeah.
I'm not sure. That's just version 1,
Right. If there's that many early adopters, that's a very good sign, I think.
Well, they put it in context. I said, well, the Apple consumer base is like 1.8 billion people or something insane, and that's a very, very small percentage. Like,
oh my gosh,
yes, you can't win. All right. Actually, I think that's all I had for the news, because I already talked about Insanely Great, the Computer History Museum, and I already talked about
the upcoming
the imminent
before Mac. Yeah, before Macintosh.
Macintosh, the Apple Lisa coming out soon, and hopefully we can get David back here to talk about the final product. So, all right, I
Yep.
guess that's it.
So if
Mhm.
if we can get David for next week, that's great. If not, I say we do maybe talk about at ease.
So I have some sad news to share. I
Oh no!
am not available next week.
No, already.
But not, you could go alone, especially if you had David or whatever. But yeah,
That
I'm
is
going to be
true.
out of
Yeah,
town.
I'll see if I can get hold of David and
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah. I hate to break the streak at one for the 2024. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we can wrap up the show, and I got a bonus thing to show the audience in YouTube. So,
All right.
all right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, that wraps up another episode of the RetroMacCast, our first for 2024. Next week is a little bit of uncertainty, as I unfortunately will be out of town on our regular
Cool.
recording day.
Right.
But John might try to do something anyway, so I guess it's all TBD.
There you go.
And then whatever, at some point, if it's not next week or maybe it's the week after, we'll see if we can get ourselves a David Grealish, and maybe David and
Steve,
who helped him out, finishing the Before Macintosh, the Apple Lisa documentary, which should be coming out really, really soon, featuring yours truly and his truly, yours and mine truly. How's that work?
Something like
both
that.
of us.
Right.
We're both.
Yes.
Somehow we both made it into the final cut. Somehow we were experts. At some point,
even though I've never actually touched a working Lisa, but that's okay.
Yeah. I guess at some point, if you're old enough to remember something, then you're automatically the expert or something. I don't know. No. Just kidding. We have some opinions to share, and David's a friend, so it was a favor to us.
Absolutely. It was awesome. It was nice having David just come down and hang out for a bit. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. All right. Let's I guess until whenever, remember it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay. Now it's bonus time. That wasn't the only auction. I mentioned the jacket as something that I had purchased. There was something else. Let me reach over here and get it. This was a weird one. I almost got to go back and pull up the listing. Let me do that while everybody thinks about it. Was something else that I bought. And it was a find here on the show. And the title was Steve Wozniak signed dealer store sign.
Right. Yeah. Because there was like two of them that were very similar, and it had kind of a raised logo. We were trying to figure out
one. Yeah, I tried to buy one, and I got an actually. There was one, and then there was I actually don't remember. I remember the one that I eventually got. I bid on, and I was outbid by just I was sniped. And then
all of a sudden there was another one of those.
Oh yeah, and then the same one came back up, and so I asked the seller. I was like, "What gives? Isn't this the same one that just sold?" And that's when they told me that the whoever wanted it flaked out, and then they would list it to buy it now for my highest bid if I wanted to just buy it.
Right.
Go through another bidding. So the story goes, and this was in the description. It says, "My father's best friend's, my grandfather's best friend's son worked for Apple. Grandfather's best friend's son worked for Apple. Okay. They were lucky to be invited to a charity dinner where the Woz was in attendance. My grandfather had the sign autographed and met the Woz. He told me a funny story that Steve Wozniak and him also chatted in the bathroom at the urinals. I'm not sure we needed that detail, but okay. It says this is a very rare sign and we're 100% original condition. Says the front looks great. Colors are bright and vibrant. 16 inches wide, 16 inches tall, made from thick, durable plastic. Super shiny. There's a mounting bracket. Rare opportunity to own an amazing piece of advertising history. And it says the money from the sale is going to be donated to charity. So it says advertising. It says it's a dealer store sign. It's still a lot of things that don't quite add up. But I went ahead and bought it anyway.
Ah. Oh.
And yes, oh and ah is the appropriate response. Because
I have to say that looks better than the pictures that were in the.
This is like, it's a heavy duty, like, I don't know what you call this plastic. I mean, this is solid stuff, and the colors are cut out. So these are separate individual pieces that are very expertly attached to this white background. The whole thing is pristine. It's like it was, it's brand new. There is an autograph. I have no certificate of authenticity or something. It looks like the Waz autographs I've seen. I have no reason to doubt the story.
Right.
I should write back. I should say, when did this thing go down? And I'd like to date this somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a little mounting bracket on the back, two little strategically placed little pads here, so it sits parallel to the wall.
I was gonna say, does it? How well does the light shine through that? Have you?
Not really well.
Okay.
No, it's pretty. Yeah, it's not really translucent at all. You can kind of.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, I guess if you could really blast it, maybe, I don't know.
But I mean, it's gorgeous just the way it is.
Really. It is. Yeah, it's just like I mean, my gosh, it's just. I'm very happy with it. So I don't know. I don't know if you need to frame it. I think I'll just find a place.
What you could do is, what will look nice is if you framed it and threw like an LED strip around the inside front of the frame to illuminate.
Oh yeah, to light it up from the four sides. Oh, that's a good idea. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, those colors just are, dude. That is vibrant. That is wonderful.
I'm really happy with it. So next step is try to figure out the best way to display it. So that's your little bonus item for the YouTube. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Sorry for the long delay.
Sounds like I will definitely try to do something next Monday, even if I don't get David or something like that. I've got a couple of people in the talking about they'd be willing to come on, and so awesome. We will definitely set it for next Monday, 7:30.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, again, everybody, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well, and we'll see you when we see you. We'll I don't know, play a little music here. We just say our goodbyes. We didn't say our goodbyes. You'll say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.